What's up, guys? It's TJ and Sarah back here again with Blue Dog Ventures. I don't know if you checked out our video on how we plant red potatoes, but we planted them back February 23rd. Today's March 29th. It's been about 5 weeks. I just want to give you a few pointers. We've been, as you can see, we rigged us up some water hoses out here for watering, but we've been fortunate thus far. It's rained about once a week, twice a week here. It's gonna rain again tomorrow. So we hadn't had to really water too much, and I was gonna run it this weekend, but we're getting a storm tomorrow. But I like to try to keep them watered about twice a week if we wasn't getting rain. Like I said, you saw me pulling dirt to them. When potato grows, as they get, I don't know, these are probably 8-10 inches high, and you pull dirt to them. That makes the potato, they'll grow down deep. You pull dirt to them and they'll continue to grow up the roots, so you'll have more yield by pulling the dirt to them. A couple other pointers that we got. Pesticide. We've looked at them, kept an eye on them. We come out here every day. It's just something we enjoy doing. We walk around through the garden and look at our fruit trees. We got blueberry bushes, scuffling vines, and just check everything out. But as far as on top of the dirt, you get worms on them occasionally. I can't remember exactly the name of them. All I know is some kind of potato worm, about like tomato worm. But they'll get on the leaves, and we'll sprinkle a little Dalmatian earth on them. As far as under the ground, you got to worry about ants. So you got to keep an eye. That's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm gonna go by and put a little dirt in some of them, but I'm checking to see if I see any ants crawling around. You got to help with them because they'll eat your potatoes up. That starchy, sugary taste that is kind of like candy for a baby, I guess. The ants love it, and they'll eat holes all in your taters and just ruin them. Walking through here, putting a little dirt to some of these bigger plants, and saw ants out here. Like I said earlier, that's a problem that we have out here is ants, and they'll get in there and bore holes in it. There's probably no vegetable on here, no meat on this thing yet, but they're getting down there and they're probably eating on the original potato that we planted, the eye. But we use this Dalmatian earth to put on there. It's natural pest control. It works pretty good. We use it on our tomatoes. It's pet friendly. We use it, we put it around, like just say this coming weekend, we're going on a trip for a couple days, and we have a couple dogs that stay at home and one that goes with us. But we feed them, put it around their feeder, and you don't have to worry about ants or anything getting up there, because this time of year, ants is terrible. I think this place out here lives on the ant burial ground or something, I ain't sure. But you just take your hand, stick it in there. It's real, about like flour, sifted flour. Just sprinkle it along. And it won't hurt you, you can eat it. I'm not gonna eat it. But being as I done seen ants, we're gonna go along and sprinkle it on there. And the wind's blowing and I look like I'm making biscuits. Also, if you water too much, you get a rot in them, and they won't be worth the flip either. We've done that. As you can see, we got rid of a tree because it was holding moisture in the garden, and we planted potatoes here, and it got a couple years ago, it got a bunch of rot on them and just wasted. Hated to see it, but you can cut it out, but there wasn't much potato left. You can go back along and fertilize. I fertilize to begin with. You don't have to fertilize at all. But I prefer to put a little fertilizer at the beginning because that's what my dad done. If you watch that video, he was passed away in 2021. He's the one that taught me how to garden. I love gardening, but I like to plant them. I like to watch them grow, take care of them, and give them away. It's kind of like her with her chickens. She loves her chickens. She's a chicken lady. You have to check out some of her videos. She does a bunch of tutorials and educational videos on chickens. She loves it, and I love my gardening. Also, my favorite thing about them is digging them up when it's time to dig them up. Just the kids love digging them up, but they're real dang good in a low country boil. There's tons of different ways. Just boil them in water with a little butter, but a low country boil with Cajun seasoning and getting a little spice in them, and them red potatoes, you can't beat them. Leave us a comment on what you think, what you like in them. As far as the upkeep of them, they're not too, I mean, they take care of themselves. You got to give them a little water. I went online this morning and looked up some facts about potatoes. Figured I'd share them with y'all. I found them interesting. Number one, there are over 4,000 different potatoes around the world. Only 200 are actually consumed by people. I thought that was interesting. That's a lot of potatoes. Number two, the Peru folks said if you had a toothache, you need to tote around a potato. And China, they made you cut a potato up, put it in your sock and walk around with it, and it helped prevent you from getting a cold. So I thought that was pretty interesting and kind of funny at the same time. If I'd have known that about a toothache, I'd have been toting potatoes around a long time ago. Next one, potatoes originated, like I said, in Peru, and they left Peru, went to Europe, and of course when Christopher Columbus come across, that's how they got over here to the United States. This one's really interesting to me too. Potatoes have been around for 5,400 years. That's a long time. Archaeologists found potatoes to be on tools that they used to cultivate with, so it's been a cultivated growing crop for over 5,400 years. Next, the potato is the third most cropped food in the world, under rice and wheat. The last fact that I saw was real interesting to me, was it's very high in fiber, which is not surprising, potassium, and vitamin C. And it has more potassium in it than a banana does. And that surprised me, because most folks run, when you get a cramp or something like that, the first thing you do is grab a banana, but actually potatoes got more potassium in it. Well, I hope you found some of this stuff interesting. I don't know, I did. Some of it was a little comical, some of it was interesting to know that I can go in a bowl of potato and eat it instead of a banana. But I hope you enjoyed this little fun fact thing. I hope you learned something from it. Leave a comment if you know another fact that be interesting to hear. Appreciate you watching all our stuff. There'll be a bunch of recipes. We do a bunch of cooking. There'll be a bunch of recipes on potatoes coming up. Like and subscribe, and like always, stay tuned for more videos. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks, guys.